attention. I'd like to call this meeting of the County Commissioners to order. If we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if we could remain standing for just a moment, we'll have a moment of silence for Pope Francis, who died. Obviously, everybody's aware that he died the day after Easter, so we'll keep everyone and he and everyone in their prayers. Thank you very much. First up, we have a public notice, and a couple public notices, actually. I haven't found that one yet. Oh, here it is. Okay. This is a public notice that says application has been made by members Susan F. McCowan, Keown maybe, and Richard S. Fleming representing Maine Wine LLC for a Class D beer, wine, and liquor license on the premises known as Maine Wine, 5758 North Main Street, Rock Hall, Maryland, 21661. And that'll take place on May the 6th. Isn't that right, Sandra?
That's
May the
correct.
6th. And then we have another announcement, the Code Home Rule Bill 3-2025 entitled Fox Hunting Club Dog Kennel License Process. And I'm going to read this one. Code Home Rule Bill number 3-2025, introduced by Ronald H. Fithian, President of the Board of County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, an act to amend the public local laws of Kent County, Maryland by revising Chapter 64, Animals, by adding a new Article 2 and providing for an effective date. This article establishes requirements for licensing fox hunting club dog kennels in Kent County. It covers only the physical facilities where hounds are kept. And a hearing will be held on May the 13th, 2025 at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Commissioner's Hearing Room, R. Clayton Mitchell Jr., Kent County Government Center, 400 High Street, Chestertown, Maryland. Also, you can pull it up on your website at www.kentcounty.com/government. Then we have quite an extensive list of consent items, and these are items that the three of us have already talked about and agreed upon them. It just needs a motion to make it legal. We have our regular session minutes dated April the 15th, 2025. We have our liquor minutes dated April the 15th, 2025. We have our public hearing minutes dated April the 15th, 2025. Excuse me. Main Street Rock Hall has applied for a raffle permit to take place on May the 16th through August the 9th, 2025. The town of Galena has applied for a combined gaming device raffle permit dated May 10th, 2025. April Bitter, project manager for information and technology, they made a request to approve the Verizon Wireless GSA agreement, IT lines. April Bitter, project manager information technology, has a request to approve a Verizon Wireless GSA agreement departmental lines. Recognition of 2025 Maryland Green Schools Tina Fletcher from Public Landings Board member recommendation. Bill Mackey, Planning Director, or Director of Planning, Housing, and Zoning, 2025 Maryland Department of Transportation, a priority letter we have to send back to the state every year. Pete Landon, Director, Office of Emergency Services, Kent County Hazard Mitigation Plan update, and last but not least, Dan Mattson, Director of Public Works, Design and Construction of Emergency Medical Services Facility and Storage Building Contract, and there's a change order. Gentlemen, you have any questions?
No, sir.
If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve all 13 of the consent items as presented.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Then we have a special Class C license. The Betterton Volunteer Fire Company has applied for a beer, wine, and liquor, and it's a multiple event license. We allow them, our fire companies to apply for a multiple event license, which gives them the ability to have 12 applications under one license. Because this is dealing with alcohol, it's in need of a public hearing, and I will allow today to be at that public hearing. Anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against this application, feel free to do so at this time. I see none. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the special Class C multiple event liquor license application for the Betterton Volunteer Fire Company.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Then we have some special recognitions. Actually, we have 4 of them today. The first up is the Kent County Child Abuse Prevention and Child Advocacy Appreciation Month, dated April 20th, 25. And we have a proclamation. Is there someone here that's would want to come forward? Shelley, you want to? Welcome. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just real quick, there's many members of the multidisciplinary team and Child Advocacy Center, but I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today, to recognize April as the Child Abuse Awareness Month and to highlight a critical issue that affects our most vulnerable population, which is our children. It's important to reflect on the work of our Child Advocacy Center, a vital resource in our community that plays a pivotal role in protecting and supporting children who have experienced abuse. The Child Advocacy Center offers a safe, child-friendly environment where children can share their experiences with professionals who are trained to respond with compassion and care. By bringing together law enforcement, social services, and healthcare professionals, the center ensures that every child receives the comprehensive support they need to heal and seek justice. During Child Abuse Awareness Month, we are reminded of the profound impact that abuse has on a child's life and the long-term effects it can have on their future. But we are also reminded of the strength of our community in responding to and preventing abuse. Together, through the work of organizations like our Child Advocacy Center, we can ensure that every child is given the chance to grow up in a safe and nurturing environment. We've planted blue pinwheels in the courtyard of the Circuit Courthouse. These vibrant symbols of hope represent the carefree and joyful childhood that every child deserves. Let's stand united in the fight against child abuse, advocate for those who have no voice, and work toward a brighter future for every child in our community, in our county. And thank you for your time and your commitment to protecting children in our Kent County community.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Albert, Commissioner Nickerson has a proclamation he'll read. Is it then you want a picture after we're done?
Sure, yes, that'd be great.
If I'm envisioning a number of people in it, maybe we'll do it up.
Yes.
Usually do it over there, but maybe we'll do it up front here.
Okay, great.
Okay.
This is a Kent County, Maryland proclamation. Kent County Child Abuse Prevention and Child Advocacy Appreciation Month, April 2025. Whereas Kent County's future quality of life depends on safe and healthy development of children residing in communities across Dare County. And whereas Kent County seeks to raise awareness of child abuse prevention and support for children who have suffered abuse. And whereas Kent County Child Advocacy Center reports that more than 35 of the youngest and most vulnerable citizens seek support each year for abuse through our Child Advocacy Center. And whereas effective child abuse prevention and support efforts to child victims and families succeed because of partnerships created among local law enforcement, human service agencies, legal experts, healthcare providers, mental health experts, and other agencies dedicated to improving the lives of our children. And whereas Maryland has adopted laws to protect child victims' rights and provide essential services, our public and private sectors must continue to work cooperatively to maintain and improve programs and legislation that will benefit these youngest and most vulnerable victims. And whereas Kent County believes that every child deserves a safe and nurturing community in which to grow up, we believe that preventing child abuse is a community-wide responsibility and must be a priority that is the responsibility of all Kent County citizens. Kent County Child Advocacy Center, in cooperation with valued community agency partners, is dedicated to ensuring that children survive and thrive beyond their abuse. And whereas Kent County calls on all citizens, community agencies, medical and mental health providers, elected officials, schools, and businesses to increase their collaboration with Kent County Child Advocacy Center in support of child victims and of maltreatment, and to prevent child abuse and strengthen the community in which we live. Now, therefore, we, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Child Abuse Prevention and Child Advocacy Center Appreciation Month in Kent County, Maryland. Signed, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Ronald H. Fithian, President, Albert H. Nickerson, Member, and John F. Price, Member. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Ready? I'm gonna do first shot. 1, 2, 3. Yep, there it was. Okay. Excellent.
Now, excuse me. Now we have another special recognition. We have a Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Together We Act, United We Change, dated April 2025, and it's a proclamation. We have someone, please come forward and bring your guests with you or whoever. Have a seat and tell us your name and a little bit about this.
Sure. Hi. Thank you for having us. I'm Carly Palmer. I'm our outreach coordinator at For All Seasons.
And my name is Veronica Rubio Garcia. I'm a bilingual advocate.
Very nice to have you in.
Thank you so much. So we provide behavioral health services, and we also have the only rape crisis center on the midshore of Maryland. So Sexual Assault Awareness Month is very important to us, just raising awareness about this critical issue that's in every community. And so we just really wanted to come here and talk about what we've been doing. And we've been in the Kent County schools and teaching about consent and a lot of other important topics that should start when kids are younger, and they'll grow up to really respect those values as they come out into society. So thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming in. We have a proclamation. Commissioner Price is going to read the proclamation.
This is a Kent County, Maryland proclamation. Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Together we act, united we change. Dated April 2025. Whereas sexual abuse, assault, and harassment affect individuals of every background, we must promote education around consent, healthy communication, and bystander intervention. By equipping individuals and communities with these tools, we can help prevent the violence before it starts and foster a culture of respect and care. And whereas everyone in our community deserves to live in a safe and supportive environment where they are treated with respect. When our workplaces, schools, and communities work together to uphold safety and respect, we make progress in preventing sexual abuse, assault, and harassment. And whereas Sexual Assault Awareness Month and each day of the year is an opportunity to stand with survivors, recognize progress in combating these crimes, and recommit to reducing sexual violence in Kent County. And whereas Kent County supports the experts who work to identify and prevent sexual violence and is dedicated to providing services and avenues for survivors to seek proper care and treatment. Now, therefore, we, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Kent County and recognize and acknowledge the importance of bringing awareness to our community. Signed, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Ronald H. Fithian, President, Albert H. Nickerson, Member, and John F. Price, Member, dated April 22nd, 2025.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sure, yes, thank you.
Right over in front of that quilt.
That would be great. Thank you so much. Yes, please. Here you go. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we have National Travel and Tourism Week dated May the 4th through the 10th, 2025, and we have a proclamation for that. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Shalyn Bolden, the tourism manager. I just want to say that tourism is a powerful driver of Kent County's economy. It fuels local businesses, supports jobs, and generates critical revenue for all of our communities. Each visitor who shops, dines, and stays here helps to boost our small towns and sustain the character that makes this region so special. Events like Pirates and Wenches Weekend, Rock Hall's 4th of July celebrations, and Chestertown's Tea Party bring in thousands of visitors, which in turn results in a real economic value to the county. As we celebrate National Travel and Tourism Week, it's important to recognize tourism not just as leisure, but as a key part of our growth and success. Thank you, Commissioners, for recognizing its impact with this proclamation that supports National Travel and Tourism Week.
Very good. Commissioner Nickerson has got the proclamation to read.
Collaboration isn't in this one.
I was going to say, I don't think it has too many big words.
That was a nice collaborative effort you did there. This is a Kent County, Maryland proclamation. National Travel and Tourism Week, May 4th through the 10th, 2025. Whereas National Travel and Tourism Week, NTTW, was established in 1983 and is an annual tradition to celebrate the U.S. travel community and travel's essential role in stimulating economic growth, cultivating vibrant communities, creating quality job opportunities, inspiring new businesses, and elevating the quality of life for Americans every day. And whereas the Kent County Board of County Commissioners recognizes that the travel and tourism industry provides significant economic benefits for Kent County, and whereas tourism ranks as one of the largest industries in Kent County, and whereas visitor spending created a positive economic impact for more than $72 million in expenditures, bringing in over 328,900 visitors in 2023. And whereas more than 400 jobs in Kent County are directly related with the tourism industry. And whereas Tourism Week recognizes and celebrates the importance of welcoming visitors to Kent County, an area rich in history, agriculture, marine life, performing and visual arts, recreational opportunities, and small town appeal. And whereas the economic impact of the tourism industry directly affects the quality of life of Kent County citizens by contributing to our businesses and local tax coffers. Now, therefore, we, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim the week of May 4th through the 10th, 2025, to be the National Travel and Tourism Week, and call upon the people in Kent County to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this important observance. Signed, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Ronald H. Fithian, President, Albert H. Nickerson, Member, and John F. Price, Member.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're good, thanks.
And then last but certainly not least, we have Emergency Management Week, May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 proclamation. We have Mr. Pete Landon. Pete, good to have you.
Mr. President, these are the ugliest recipients I've seen.
Oh, that's for
Second.
you got to admit you had pretty
All
big,
kinds of
that was
abuse. I know.
some of the people ahead of you.
Sorry, guys.
That's the first time I've seen Pete lost for words.
Just waiting for you to finish the barrage. No, thank you very much. I just wanted to start and be brief about thanking the commissioners, for recognizing National Emergency Management Week in Kent County. With that, I'll give it to Brian Pierce, our able-bodied emergency planner.
Welcome, Brian.
Thank you, gentlemen. Administrator Heller. Emergency Management Week is a national awareness initiative focused on encouraging individuals and communities to prepare for and respond to emergencies, with a focus on preparedness and resilience. This year, it will take place from May 4th through May 10th, 2025, and it's an opportunity to learn about local risks, create emergency plans, and build disaster kits. There are some key aspects to this week. It promotes national awareness, preparedness and resilience, community engagement, appreciation for resource sharing, learning about local risk development of emergency plans, building disaster kits, and staying informed. And I'd like to say that OES has really made a push to increase its public outreach program with all the stakeholders of our county. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you all.
And you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
We have a proclamation, it's entitled Kent County, Maryland Proclamation, entitled National Emergency Management Week, May 4th through the 10th, 2025. It says, whereas National Emergency Management Week is a national awareness initiative and a time for individuals, families, and communities to act and prepare for emergencies. And whereas the focus on preparation, Emergency Management Week encourages people to think about and prepare for various emergencies, natural disasters, man-made accidents, and other unexpected events. And whereas a national awareness initiative, it's a national effort to raise awareness about the importance of emergency management and to provide resources for individuals and communities to take action. And whereas take actionable steps. Emergency Management Week is an opportunity to learn about local risks, create a family emergency plan, build an emergency kit, and stay informed about potential hazards and emergency alerts. And whereas the importance of community engagement, it can also be a time for community events, drills, and other activities to promote preparedness and strengthen local emergency response capabilities. And whereas recognizing emergency managers, this week we also recognized the vital role of emergency managers. Emergency managers help create disaster response plans, organize training that includes first responders and other community partners to practice response plans, draft plans that help minimize the impact of disasters, work with state and federal agencies on assistive programs, and define the most effective disaster recovery methods. Now, therefore, we, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, do hereby proclaim the week of May the 4th through the 10th, 2025 to be National Emergency Management Week, and call upon the people in Kent County to join the fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this important observance. Signed, the County Commissioners of Kent County, Maryland, Ronald H. Fithian, President, Albert H. Nickerson, Member, John F. Price, Member, dated April 22nd, 2025. And it's our privilege on behalf of the citizens of Kent County to present you with this proclamation.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
This time, Dwight says.
Thank you again, gentlemen. You're welcome.
I tried. You guys witness protection?
I'm going to zoom in for one. There we go.
All right.
We finally have you on camera. I had to make sure.
Now we have some department requests and updates. And first up is the Maryland Department of Transportation Recreational Trails Grant Application for Betterton Beach Mobility Mat. Jill? Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Do you want to start?
Sure, I can.
All right.
Good morning, Commissioners. We're here this morning because in 2023, the town of Betterton submitted a grant application to MDOT to get a mobile mat that we put out during the beach season down to Betterton Beach. This mobile mat has been very successful down there. It's for individuals who have disabilities, families that have strollers, people that are using wagons to get down to the beach area. It makes it a smooth transition for them to be able to go completely down to the beach without having to pick and carry all those things up. So it's been very successful with us using the first mobile mat that's down there. Most of the time, everyone kind of congregates around the mobile mat. So we're looking to possibly, and we're here today to see if we can get approval to apply for a grant through MDOT. It would be a 20% match that the county would have to pay, which would be approximately like $2,140. So we're here today to ask for approval to apply for the grant for funding, which will further expand the recreational asset to the amenities at Betterton Beach. This mobile mat will be on the east side, the east side. So that means it will be better assets for them to come up and use the bathrooms. Right now, it's more over towards the west side of the beach, which is kind of in the middle of the beach. So this one, we want to put more towards the bathroom to have easier access for them to walk up there. So we're here today just to ask for approval to apply for the application, and then if we are granted the application for the commissioners, to approve either through contingency funds or an FY 2027 budget, the 20% that will come along with the approval of the grant.
Any questions?
I'm having a computer issue right now.
So,
We're gonna just
Mine-
leave him
mine's
out.
actually
We'll just leave him out.
Updating, but,
let me do it.
go ahead, Albert.
Motion to approve submission of grant application to the Maryland Department of Transportation for funding to purchase a second mobility mat for Betterton Beach.
And I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I was supposed to-
We don't get a chance to leave him out much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, no.
Albert, be ready,
Might as well
because I've
stay up here,
it's
'cause
only finished 23%.
No problem.
Kent County Local Management Board, Kent County Local Management Board FY 2026 program.
Good morning. We are here to submit our application for FY26 funds for the Children's Cabinet Interagency Fund. This is our annual application for our base allocation of funding from the Governor's Office of Children. And so it supports operations with the Local Management Board office, as well as most of our programs, so Healthy Families Home Visiting, Beyond Your Mental at the high school, Menary's Dream Academy at the middle school, and this year, a new program, thanks to a match from the state of Maryland. They're going to, for every dollar we put in, the state will contribute $3. So we are contributing $24,000 to Big Brothers Big Sisters. That would equal $96,000 for them to really establish a presence in Kent County. And then also some funding to support next summer's continuation of Hip Hop Time Capsule, which we are also doing this summer, but through enough funding. But our enough funding will be reduced. The final budget from the state reduced the amount of money that the LMBs will get from the Enough Act, but not eliminate completely.
But you are getting ready to see some cuts in years to come.
Well, so there was the competitive funding for the Enough Act that like the major cities are getting, or major neighborhoods, and then there was a separate allocation for local management boards to build capacity. So Kent County's share was about $104,000 in FY25. In FY26, it's only going to be $40,000, but that's still plenty for us to work with.
Gotcha.
And that's separate
That's a separate-
separate from usual distribution.
The Children's Cabinet Interagency Fund award is level with FY25.
That's right. This particular bucket has not changed since FY '25.
Questions, gentlemen? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to authorize Kent County Local Management Board to submit the proposal FY26 Children's Cabinet Interagency Fund, CCIF, project narrative as discussed.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, then we have the Maryland Agricultural Land Preservation Fund, FY 2025-2026 matching funds commitment. Carla,
Good morning.
good morning to you.
So I am here to request your approval of using funds that are collected by the county through the agricultural transfer tax to put towards the Maryland easement acquisition program. The county, as a certified county, retains 75% of the agricultural transfer tax that we collect. And then we also put forward 9% of other county funds to match that. And then the state will match our funds at a 60%, 40% matching, so for, the money we put up, we get $1.50 back from the state to put towards easement acquisitions. At the end of fiscal year 2024, there was $18,000 that was uncommitted in the agricultural transfer tax, and so that's what we're asking to put forward for this next easement cycle.
Any questions, gentlemen? Entertain a motion.
I move to approve committing $18,046 from the county's Agricultural Preservation Fund to be used as matching funds for the acquisition of agricultural land preservation easements.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
And next up, we have for our Human Resource Director, it's Jim and,
I have Rachel.
oh, yeah, okay,
I
sure.
think the first item I think is with Dan, and then the second item is with Rachel, I believe. Morning. Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So the first item that you have is a request to renew and extend the consultant's contract that was approved last year. You have all the particulars. The only changes to the contract itself was actually the addendum with the project list for the upcoming year from what was originally presented this time last year. And Dan can speak to the particulars of the upcoming work that we expect the consultant to do.
Yes, as Jim said, this is for our water wastewater project consultant. We've seen a significant amount of progress on the ARPA-funded water wastewater projects that have been underway. And we are under a deadline of the end of 2026 to have all those projects completed in order not to jeopardize any of the ARPA funds. So this contract is focused on execution of those contracts as well as some of the ongoing programmatic tasks assigned to the consultant. Yeah, the Wharton, so a couple of the projects in particular, the Wharton Sludge Press, the Fairleigh Water Plant, Village of Kennedyville Pump Station, Tolchester Wastewater Plant. Most of these are directly ARPA funded, so the funds are fully certified and in place to complete them, as well as potentially working through some of the capital requests for FY26. So we have a very large volume of water wastewater projects. This help is needed in order to effectively manage all the projects. And I recommend renewal of this contract, which would be good, which would be valid through the end of fiscal year 26.
Any questions?
I have a question. Dan, this consultant, there was a list, as you've talked about, of mainly wastewater projects that were to be worked on. And I realize these things take some time to actually coordinate and make happen. Are any of them that were on the list completed?
The original?
Yes, I don't have that in front of me. I believe we knocked about 4 off the list in the last year, and then we've worked to, several of them were in design phase, and they're now moving towards construction. So they've remained on, but I believe it was around 4 or 5 that we've completed in the last year, and we intend to complete, I believe, just about all the ARPA projects within fiscal year 26. So we've progressed design through and into
But we have to
construction.
complete them in 26, correct?
The end of calendar year 26, but yeah, I think we're on track to do it by the end of fiscal year. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the renewal of the consultant agreement for Public Works.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Dan, I'm sorry, before you leave.
I have some more items too.
Oh, okay, very good.
Don't worry.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
On the first item, I believe you already have the document signed by the consultant, so we just need President Fithian's signature, and then we'll be done from there on that one. Second item is an EMT vacancy. the candidate actually who's being recommended today had already been approved for a part-time vacancy, and as a full-time position became available, the individual expressed interest and availability to move to full-time. So we're here this morning to simply ask to allow a candidate that's already been approved by this board to move from the original part-time request to a full-time request. And Rachel has particulars if there's anything you need.
So is this, in the budget, they're asking for 4. Is this going to be one of the 4?
No,
This
these
is
are
a
already
replacement.
existing, sorry.
This is a replacement for a position that became vacant.
All right. And I was looking at the attachments with your agenda, and it appeared that after the interview process, that there were 2 folks that were considered or recommended for hire. Obviously, this one here being already a part-time employee, that makes sense. But there's another one that was recommended as well. And is this something that we should maybe consider? And I guess the question's for Pete. Maybe consider offering 2 positions if we're going to be considering something in the budget.
If you're going to be considering it about it, yes, sir, that would be appropriate.
Because I know that these positions are hard to fill sometimes. You don't, always get the qualified candidates, and you've identified 2. And we've discussed briefly during the budget process that the public safety positions are the EMTs.
So I think you're referring to maybe having to add some employees for the Betterton facility.
Yes. If we're still intending to do that.
Yeah.
And right now, those that have been identified on the list that you have been hired for part-time. FYI.
That was going to be my question.
Well, is it possible that we could let the other person know that we're going to continue with the part-time status until July 1, and then maybe we'll offer her a full-time position at that point?
I can tell you that's always a valid choice. 90% of the time, the people we're hiring part-time are already working full-time in another jurisdiction.
Right.
So it doesn't always work out that way. But we'll certainly, that's where we begin with those candidates. They're the first ones to be offered full-time position.
Well, if you're okay with the approval of one now and let the other person know that maybe as of July 1st, depending on the budget being approved, we may be wanting to offer her that full-time position as well.
We could offer that to all of our part-time people and hope to get one of them.
Well, if you're okay with that, that's your decision.
Okay. I'll work with Rachel and Jim on that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve a conditional offer of employment to the recommended candidate for the EMTB vacancy.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have our Public Works Director back.
I have 2 items on today's agenda. The first of which deals with the courthouse lobby improvement project.
By the way, I was in there the other day, and I think my colleagues have, a very nice job they done.
Yes.
Looks
yes.
nice in there.
It came together and it really changed the entire appearance of the entrance, I think for the much better. And this was an issue between myself and the finance department at the change of last fiscal year. Basically, there was 2 pots of money, 2 funding accounts budgeted for this project. One was for design and one was for construction. at the changeover of the fiscal year last year, we had incurred a portion of the design costs and none of the construction. And unfortunately, the remaining design budget was not rolled over into this year's budget, which means that I had operated under the understanding that we had a full budget in place when we signed this contract, and actually increased the contract slightly via ARPA. But in reality, there was a total of $15,395 that was not rolled over from FY '24 to '25. So it's an error on our end, and in order to completely fund the project and pay the final payments to the contractor, I would need to request $15,395 from the county contingency. That was mistakenly not included in the budget for FY '25. This was a lesson learned on my end. I've worked directly with the finance department to make sure we don't have issues like this for the '25 to '26.
Gentlemen, any questions?
Did I read in the attachments that we're still waiting on an invoice?
Yes, they just recently finished up the punch list items, so they have not submitted final invoice for the project. There have not been significant change orders, so I expect them to invoice the full contract amount.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve reallocation of $15,395 from the county contingency fund to the courthouse lobby alteration project.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you. The second item on today's agenda is purchase of vehicles under the FY '25 budget. We propose a purchase of a total of 4 vehicles, 3 of which would be to county roads and 1 for building maintenance. This includes 2 F-250s with the plow aftermarket package, 1 F-150 for county roads, and then an F-250 for building maintenance. All of the monthly payments and vehicle costs are consistent with our budget for this year. I'll read off the quote numbers very briefly so that you don't have to in your motion. For building maintenance, it is enterprise quote 8452742. The roads F-150 is quote 8464034. Roads has quotes 8464003 and 8464002. So like I said, there are 4 pickup trucks for roads and maintenance, building maintenance, and the quotes are consistent with our budget for this year. After this item, there will be 2 more budgeted vehicle purchases, which I am working towards bringing to you at the next meeting. And there will be a request from roads for your awareness. They had in the capital budget a new bucket truck requested. After further evaluation of need, we can actually eliminate 1 bucket truck from our fleet that was purchased for years ago for the sign and traffic marking efforts. The way signage is put in the ground now, they don't need the bucket truck to do it. You put a small post in the ground and then bolt the sign to it. So what I'm getting at is they will likely in the future request to purchase an F-150 instead of a full bucket truck, which would come at a reduced cost and still turn in the bucket truck they have. So that portion is for your awareness, but today's agenda includes the purchase of the 4 vehicles.
Any questions?
And these were already budgeted?
Yes.
For 25.
Yes.
If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the 4 open-end lease rate quotes from Enterprise Fleet Management as described.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Very good.
Okay.
Never mind, I'm done.
I will be attending the 1 o'clock workshop, so if there's anything
Okay.
comes up between now and then.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I know there was a couple things I wanted to They weren't that important. County Administrator.
Okay, thank you. Included in your packet are 5 Ministry in Song Certificate of Appreciation for your consideration.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we sign all 5 of their certificates.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to sign all 5 certificates. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it.
And obviously, they're not here to accept them today. The only other item that I have for you today is just to let you know that the Waterway Improvement Fund Grant Agreement, MF 14208-20, modification number 4, and this is to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources, has been signed and is included for your review. No action necessary. That was already taken care of last week.
We are now at the public comment period. Anyone have to have?
Alcohol.
I'm sorry. Ken Alcohol and Tobacco Enforcement. Sorry, Bonnie. 2025 alcoholic beverage renewal applications and licensed updates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Inspector Pearsall with Kent Alcohol and Tobacco Enforcement. Today I have alcoholic beverage license renewals. We have 5 licensees that submitted their renewal applications. Having met the basic requirements for their applications to be considered by the board, staff recommends approval and acceptance of the applications, including any changes noted. A detailed list of renewals is attached for your reference.
And this is the end of, this is the rest of them.
This is the rest of them, yes.
Any questions, gentlemen? Then I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve what has been discussed here with our inspector.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
I also have an alcoholic beverage license update. On April 8th, 2025, the Commissioners approved a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license with caterers privileges for 2 restaurants, both with contingencies that have now been satisfied. On April 18th, 2025, the applicants paid the prorated fee, and liquor license numbers 4917 and 4916 were issued. And these transactions will be recorded in the monthly report of retail license activity required by the Comptroller of Maryland Field Enforcement Division. And that's all I have for
So
today.
we don't need a motion. They were already approved, so we
Yeah,
don't
this
need
was
a
just an
motion on
update,
that.
yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Now we're at the public comment, media review. Anyone that would like to, please come forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name's Wendy Costa. I live at 9813 Crumpton Road, Millington, otherwise known as 290. And I'm here today to request that you find some way to enforce the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit on the Crumpton Bridge and in front of my house, and there are other houses. My neighbors couldn't be here today, but we're all very upset about the horrific speeding coming off the Crumpton Bridge. There's a 50-mile-an-hour limit up the hill a little bit, but people, especially trucks, coming off the Crumpton Bridge often are going even more than 50 miles an hour, and several times a week, I almost get killed coming out of my driveway, and so does my neighbor. The bridge is crumbling because of all this excessive speeding traffic. There's no sidewalk on the bridge, really, and there's no shoulder on the bridge. So for bicyclists and pedestrians, it's really sort of a death trap. And I think we've been lucky so far there hasn't been a fatality. From time to time, a deputy sheriff, when I complain, will sit in my driveway or nearby, and they catch a few speeders, and everyone sees them, and then they blink their lights, and that's the end of that. So it's not really a satisfactory solution. It's my understanding that we can't have speed cameras except for in school zones or construction zones. Is that a state law?
State, correct.
It should be changed. I mean, this is the 21st century. It just seems like it's a poor use of law enforcement's time to be doing this kind of thing when we could have technology. So I don't know what can be done, but at the minimum, I'm hoping that you could have a sign probably on the bridge saying slow, hidden drive, moving the 50-mile-an-hour sign up the hill a little more, and possibly having speed humps. But I implore you to find a way to stop this speeding traffic or slow it down to the 30-mile-an-hour limit before we have a fatal accident there. Thank you.
Thank you.
So what I would like to suggest that the county do is maybe prepare a letter to the State Highway Administration, who has the ability to go out and study the speeding there. And if it's necessary, maybe we could, request that in that one particular area coming off the bridge that there's a reduced speed. And secondly, I would suggest that we place a call to Sheriff Hickman and to the local barrack commander at Centerville Barracks, asking for some additional coverage there as far as speed enforcement goes.
Thank you.
But I think State Highway can do an evaluation and determine what needs to be done there,
Thank you very much.
which might be helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Costa. Anyone else? Then we have a closed session. So,
Mr. President, I'd make a motion to go into closed session under the Annotated Code of Maryland General Provisions, Article 3-305B, 1, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction, or any other personal matter that affects one or more specific individuals. The topic that we expect to discuss are appointments and reappointments to boards and committees.
Second.
got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.